Hey, what's up, traders? Really nice day in the chat room. Kevin P. probably had the call of the day again today. He does that a lot, but there's easily 20 people that y'all should have on your hot script list. And remember, certainly take advantage of that because you can set it up to give you an audible sound when anyone on your list types in something in the chat room, and it makes the room a great scanner. So, I mean, don't be in the chat room and not take advantage of that hot script sound, right? And I've always said you can do a chat room search, see who's everybody, search for the word thanks and see who's thanking people, and then see who got thanked. Go back and look at the time-stamped post from that person, and you'll see. Oh, and also double that up with looking at the charts, so you can see when like if you weren't in today, or you showed up late, or you were gone when Kevin P made the call on Weber. Go back and look and see his time-stamped post, right, and see why he called it. He explained it, and I'll show you that in a minute. And you'll start to get a feel for some of the subs we look for. I'm mostly speaking to newer chat room members when I say that. Most of you know this, but anyway, let me go into the watch list for tomorrow, but let me first cover a couple of these calls from today. The SPY, we always start with the daily on the SPY. Very narrow range. Really had the same thing yesterday, but held up pretty well. And let me slide on over with WEBR, which was already on our list. The video last night had it in the video. Kevin P types in WEBR. Over 850 on watch. Hopefully there'll be enough to get it through the high of day, which was like, I don't know, close to 880. And it breaks 850, and look at that. Off to the races, but way more important than that, I took a screenshot right away. But there's that 850. Look what it did. It went up over 1150 at one point. Awesome call. And I also wanted to share this DRUG. It just made a huge move. I couldn't figure out why. Then it pulled back and I thought, okay, it's rolling over. And then it made a secondary move. And even though I missed that entire move, I still bid and got filled right here at 387, which was literally the low of that print. Using the FIs buy zone, using what we teach. And it doesn't look like much, but I still it moved 70 cents in my favor. I still had a neat little trade on that one. Actually took a screenshot of the fill because that doesn't happen very often, right? Where I literally nailed the bottom. The low of that candle was 387, and that is just using what we teach, as far as buying pullbacks. So missed a big move, still made money in that one. So there's a couple highlights from today, man. There could be a lot more, but I also, in the interest of me having somewhat of a life in the evenings, I'm going to go ahead and go over the watch list for tomorrow, all right? EAR had this huge 2-day run, and then today gapped down, sold off, but I don't know, kind of made its way back up near the high of day. So I'm going to put that on watch. MEGL. This was on Bounce Watch today. Oh, you know what? I can't believe I didn't put this in the video. Several people posted the volume in MEGL today, right? And so it's getting volume. The earlier high was 1218. And I don't know, 3 or 4 different people posted the volume. Sophia, I can't remember. I didn't write it down. But anyway, Clinton B just spit out the idea. I'm taking this through 12. And that makes sense, right? Because it's a recent high flyer. It's on Bounce Watch. You've got volume coming in. As a matter of fact, I wouldn't be surprised to find out a bunch of you Tokyo'd this too. I know Nicholas did, getting in before 12. Clinton gave the idea through 12, knowing that probably going to light up the new high of day ticker after that. Not only that, you ended up getting a halt and everything else. So from the 12 break, Clinton's idea went all the way to 1544. Anyway, you can see that big intraday move. With that in mind, this goes back on watch for tomorrow. There's 15-minute candles. Certainly making nice moves lately, even though the daily's kind of scrunched together because it should have never been up here at $250, but it was, and that kind of pushes everything together. But MEGL, certainly an in-play stock. We're going to watch that one tomorrow. Already talked about Weber, WEBR, had the big squeeze today. We'll see what happens tomorrow. Maybe we get another A+ setup as early as tomorrow. You never know, right? LRMR kind of attempted a breakout at the end of the day here. I'll show you 5-minute candles. It all happened here and then sold back off. Makes me a little leery of this one, but nice volume today and holding up fairly well. Anyway, I'm going to put it on watch. Fubo goes on Bounce Watch after this nice run, then 2 days lower on declining volume. I like that for a potential bounce play. DVAX I had on bounce watch, and it didn't give any kind of setup, so just another red day. I'm going to put it on bounce watch again. Remember, I am looking for day trades, guys. None of these are investment ideas. BWV, I'll zoom in a little bit, had that big rip yesterday. Today, I want to say an inside day, but it's really kind of ugly because it popped and then reversed, and you've got a lot of bag holders because everybody over this closing price, which is almost everybody from today and most people from yesterday, when I say people, I mean longs, are underwater. So I don't mind the inside day after a big rip, but I would prefer it to be at least in the middle of the previous day's range. You don't really have that. But at the same time, BWV went from 349 to 8 yesterday. So if it gives a setup, they may pile in, right? So I am going to put it on a chart and watch it tomorrow. VERU had this really nice 5-day run. As a matter of fact, I was talking to you guys yesterday in chat. Somebody posted a setup in it yesterday, and I said, I'm not telling you it can't work. I said, but I shy away from stuff that's already up 5 days in a row. And then, again, we don't hold overnight anyway, but this is kind of an example of why. But I am going to put it with this strong move, even though in one day it whooshed down and, kind of took out half of those gains. I am going to put it on bounce watch because it's been a very, very strong stop. Saba, SAVA, had the gap up yesterday, ripped, gave most of it back, gapped up again today, sort of ripped, gave most of it back. I'm just going to look for a bounce play in that one. You guys know what I look for, just preferably a narrow range and an afternoon high of day break, and then we might get a little mini squeeze there in Saba, SAVA. GROV got that breakout today. I actually saw this breaking 6 on an intraday basis, but at that time, and I'll show you what it looked like. Well, there's the early high. So really the break of the early high would have been kind of the entry. At that point, it was getting no volume whatsoever. And then it got the volume in the halt and didn't open until after hours. I didn't get involved in it. It was a quiet entry at best, but I didn't take it. But the daily chart is starting to get pretty interesting now, right? So we may have a squeeze tomorrow. APDN, just kind of a quiet day, but it put in that green day yesterday. And let me pan out a little bit. Kind of had a strong close. You know what? If I could take something off my watch list, it probably would be this one because it's not that interesting now that I look at it. And then lastly, TGL, which IPO'd, a little over a week ago, maybe 6 days ago, and went from 455 to 1980, and now it's all the way back down near all-time lows, but did put in kind of a narrow range green candle today. So it's a tricky trader. Be careful if you trade it, but maybe we get a clean setup tomorrow. Let's work together in the pre-market like we always do. Find some more gappers to add to this list. And, as always, as the day unfolds tomorrow, if you see something, say something. Point it out. Teamwork's been fantastic. All right. Have a great night. See you guys in the morning.